Welcome
Back.
to Daytime Tea Club. As you can see, we did a little
New setup.
did a little rejig. I've been thinking about this for. Funny enough, the first time we recorded this, I was saying that we should do this
Yeah.
corner,
I wasn't
but
willing to
she didn't want to.
because this whole thing that you see here
It's always a
was
mess because
looking like nonsense. And now don't get me wrong, it's still a lot. Like I think if we were to get something for the house, it definitely wouldn't be this because I feel like this just shows too much.
I don't know.
I would need like something that
I think it's
hides stuff.
nice.
Like say the bottom one, I'd like if there was like a door there.
Oh, like to hide all the little crap that you
Just
just
the
keep here the
nonsense.
whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that it shows stuff. Kind of, like funny enough, shits and gigs.
Yeah.
They have the little thing that has all their like anime figures
But
and
everything
the
is
stuff.
purposeful, you know? It's
Well,
like aesthetic, like it makes sense. Here it's just a bunch like a basket full of hair stuff.
yeah,
You
like,
know?
because
It's a
because of
mess.
you.
Yeah, I have a lot of hair stuff. What can I
My
say?
books look really cool in the corner.
Yeah.
As you can see, like my books look a lot cooler.
Wait, your controller's blocking the pretty.
I wanted the controller there to show the gaming aspect for myself. I can move it for you here. Look, guys, look. Like I'll move it to be like here.
No, I said it's blocking the
Oh, the pretty.
Japanese thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the candles.
No.
Okay, but
We have these candles here. My
as you
chai
can see,
candle.
yeah, I wanted to show the little.
I'm such a chai candle lover. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
she
I
does.
love a
Well,
chai candle.
she enjoys chai candles.
Like I don't know, cinnamon everything for like just
We don't really like cinnamon to taste though.
I don't like cinnamon in food. I like it in sweeties because I associate it with like a dessert.
Like Auntie Anne's pretzel.
I'd love one today.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it the last day as well.
Oh, I'd love one of
Well, it
those
just
today.
doesn't work out well in it because it's either in Blanche or in town, so you have to go
Is
to
that the
the.
only location? Surely there's more Auntie Anne's.
No, there's only three
I'll have a
locations.
look.
No, I looked. There's only three locations, and
Disgusting.
they're it's in New York.
Yeah, but it's an American company. Of
Yeah,
course.
but I'm saying like it was
Yeah.
in New York. I saw
Yeah.
it in New York. One
I feel like I was.
Wait, was it you I was with when I saw it in New York?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was on one
It's
of
like,
the
oh, look,
nights
it's Auntie
out.
Anne's.
Yeah, I was like, look
The
at
OG.
it, and it was open. I got one.
No, you didn't.
I could have. Maybe it wasn't you I was with then.
Maybe not.
Because I got one. I got one while I was in New York. I was like, oh yeah.
Love Auntie Anne's. Guys,
But it
if
wasn't the
you-
Romanian ones.
Yeah,
making it.
it's I wasn't willing to ruin that for myself. Like guys, if you don't know Auntie Anne's, they make a lot of pretzels, like fresh pretzels, and they are so good and doughy and delicious, and I just love them.
But the batter is the same though, so it doesn't matter who's making it.
I don't know, is it the same? I feel like we
It
don't have as
is,
many
it's-
preservatives in our
Oh,
stuff
I think the
here.
American one definitely has more like preserves and all that
Dough,
jazz.
the dough.
Inside the. But ours is a lot more
But that's I
because
think
our regulations are very much
they're a
much
lot tighter,
stricter,
yeah.
a lot stricter over
like,
here than.
but I feel like the U.S. one would be tastier, you know?
No, I didn't think it was tastier.
Okay.
I preferred
Okay.
our one here in Europe.
Okay.
So Dublin. I've never
So
had
I love
anywhere
their
else outside
bagel.
of
Oh my god, their bagel is phenomenal.
bagel.
Like
Like American bagels.
American bagel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I didn't really like their bagels. I'm not
Yeah,
lying.
I'm so sad you
I'm
had
a
bad
European,
experience.
guys.
No,
Well,
I
no,
think
I'm Nigerian,
Had you
but,
gotten salmon cream cheese?
But I still got a normal bagel though. Like
No,
as
it
in,
has to be like
like the bagel itself. Like the
you
bread.
don't like the bread.
I didn't like it that much. No, no. But you see, the funniest thing is funny though. Is one thing I really did enjoy when I was in America. First, back in San Francisco days, at work in Workday, every Friday was it every Friday or every day? I don't. I think yeah, every Friday. Oh, every day. I can't remember. Anyway, in the morning they had brought bagels, but it was only the bagel and like the spread.
Right.
There was no
Like cream cheese bagel.
fillings. Yeah. There was no fillings or anything like that. You just got different spreads and bagels. But oh my god,
I know you're
the bagels,
devouring
the
that.
bagels they brought, definitely the best bagels I've ever had in my life. I don't know what those bagels had.
Crack.
Crack. Like they were so good, guys. I don't think you understand how
Yeah.
good those bagels were. They were just so tasty, and I would just eat it on its own. I'd always get like 5 bagels.
I know.
Like
Back
5
then you'd
slices.
Eat like
5
crazy.
slices of bagel. I was like having such a good time. It was so good.
Was it like plain or like sesame or?
They had different ones, like with
Okay.
sesame and plain, but like the plain one was just.
I love how many
goated.
different kinds they have. I wish in New York, but because we weren't really eating like that. I would have really liked to try one of their like strawberry cream cheese rainbow
That's
cake.
disgusting.
I would have just loved to try that because
It's not
like
that good. Like sure, even
it's a
like the
mess.
Cheesecake Factory. Every time I ate those cheesecake, it was heavy,
I'd love to try
heavy.
one.
And I'm a big boy. I eat a lot. Like
Yeah.
like I eat a lot. But it's like it's not that it's filling. It's just heavy.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. I can
like their
imagine.
like their triple chocolate cake, cheesecake. Damn, that boy was heavy.
I don't like. I don't think I would like that because I genuinely don't like American chocolate at all. And the thing is, when we had the Levian cookies,
Oh,
um,
Levain's.
oh, okay,
You're trying to be French. It's like what is it? Like there was like croissant, and then they're like, oh, what did they say? Like Americans respond. It's like it's actually pronounced, like in an
oh,
American way. I can't remember what it was. It's like
yeah.
a cheese puff, not cheese puff,
I
cheese
don't
puff.
remember that. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
So when I had those cookies, delicious cookies by the way, we had the walnut one, delicious. But when we had the chocolate one, I could, the aftertaste of the chocolate ruined it for me.
Oh yeah.
Like the cookie was good, but then the chocolate just ruined the whole experience.
I I thought it was
I
nice.
just
I
for
really
me it's
like Levain.
overpowering taste. I
The
don't know.
the nut one.
Oh,
Oh. But you know what's actually
oh,
I'm interested now though to see what the difference is because like oh you saw it on TikTok, you sent it to me. You're the one that sent it to me. That Dublin now has that like own
yes,
imitation of like a Levain's
yes.
bakery cookie
In
place
Arnott's.
in yeah or whatever. And so I'd be willing to
So we
try
should go
that
to
and
them
see.
today.
No, God no. Today's Patrick's
Oh
Day.
yes, so happy St.
The
Patrick's Day,
Yeah,
guys.
this we're recording on
Happy
Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's
Anyone
Day.
who's actually from Ireland knows like
Patty's Day.
this is a terrible day to
Patty's
go,
Day.
especially in Dublin.
Yeah.
Like in Cork and Tralee, like it was calm still,
Yeah.
but Dublin, oh my days, it's hell. Like I've been in Dublin for 6, 7 years now. Yeah, I'm a Dubliner.
You're not in Dublin anymore, no.
No, but I'm still in Dublin. Anything around this area
Basically.
is Dublin. It's Dublin, the greater Dublin
But
area.
technically, we're kind of
But
in
like,
the woods,
I won't say where we
up the
are
mountains.
because I don't want any of you randomers to try
All our
fucking
subscribers on
snipe
Patreon.
to snipe us. I don't care. You never know when
That's true.
whatever. But we are like quote unquote technically. I don't want to say it because actually that gives it away. We are right beside Dublin, like where the marker says like we have passed Dublin.
Yeah.
But we are literally closer to Dublin than we are to the place we're meant to be in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
as in like if I walk like I'm talking walking. Like if I walk 30 minutes,
Yeah.
I will be in Dublin.
Are we that close?
Yeah, we are that close. And then if I wanted to get into the actual place I'm in, I have to drive deep in.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that's how close we are, but
But that, we could still hit up Blanche or something today. I don't think it'd be
yeah.
that busy.
Yeah, but then I have to pay toll. I don't mind.
I don't like that.
But toll actually it doesn't really matter because right now my rev account is like €3. So if they try to take the 30 quid, it's not coming out. It's not. But that's not because I'm broke, guys. I am broke. But it's actually because what was I gonna say?
Some people are pocket watching, so be careful.
Yeah, some people are
Me.
pocket watching indeed, because I started using my credit card a lot more now.
Credit card
I'm trying to build up
boy.
credit because I realized that I have like no credit, so I have to start using my credit card a lot more. Like I literally, like guys, you don't understand. I use it and I just pay for it straight away. So I'm trying to get more into the habit. So what I was doing was I was getting it, using it, and then like literally I would like pay for something and I instantly repay it.
Yeah.
Like instantly, like I'm talking like I paid €2 instantly,
Yeah.
repay, and then it sends an email to me like, oh, you repaid, and I was getting annoying. So now I'm trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna use it, and at the end of the month, I'll repay it. So I like to set a limit, be like, okay, I know this is my spending limit, because what I do is I budget every month. Like I say, like, okay, this is what my mortgage cost me, this is what this cost me, this is what that cost me, and I just be like, okay, this is the breakdown. Then I'm like, okay, I want to save this much, I want to invest this much, and after all of that has been accounted for, then I'd be like, okay, whatever is remaining is my spending budget for the month. So
Yeah.
what I'm planning to do is I do that obviously already. And then my spending budget, instead of adding it to my Revolut straight away, I will add it to my Revolut, but I won't use it directly from my Revolut. Like I even set my default card on
As
my
your credit card.
Apple Pay to my credit card.
But that doesn't
So-
that mean that your money for toll will get taken out of it?
No, because my toll is linked to my other card.
Oh, got
So
you.
that way it's like now it just charges automatically. What's it called? You know, I just tap everywhere to my credit card.
Yeah.
So then that way I'm like, okay, I can't spend over this month. This month I'm already over budget, guys.
As
Shocker.
per usual.
You know,
As
but
I feel
so
like your budget's quite low.
no, my budget is actually really good. I like for actual spend. I think the problem is fuel. I always forget how expensive fuel is
And
because
the
like,
increase in the prices, by the way.
oh yeah, that's why I filled up the tank last night. Like we went out for iftar last night. We went to Mac. We'll talk about that actually real quick as well. We're just giving you a nice.
I love this. This is so
this is so chill.
chill.
Like, you know, this is like if this was the podcast, this actually be a very good
Episode,
podcast.
yeah.
Episode. You know what? We might actually end up doing this as a podcast episode.
We could though.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, just to change things up.
But there's no rules. We make the rules.
Yeah, we make the rules. To be honest, I mean, I like this. Could like
I prefer the mics for the.
yeah, obviously, but
It
we can
doesn't
always
matter.
we can. It doesn't really matter, honestly. You know, especially now that the podcast episodes we're not really editing. I'm not editing anyway.
I have been.
Yeah.
I give myself a goal of like at least
Yeah.
2 a day.
But anyway, on the side note, we keep like that. I guess that's the beauty of it. But we went to Mac last night. It was actually really a nice restaurant to break our iftar. What did you think of it yourself?
I loved it. You know, I really liked it. I thought it was gonna be like this kind of like really bougie, really like whatever. And don't get me wrong, it's a very nice, beautiful place. But like, I feel like the prices are very reasonable. Even like a €12 for a cocktail is a good price these days.
Yeah.
Like we've gone to places where
But
it was
that's
like
a mocktail,
16,
though.
17. No. All the cocktails. I think we
Oh.
paid less for the mocktail.
Okay, I didn't even look at the bill.
No, I looked at the
like,
menu.
so.
And they were like 12, and I was like, oh my god, this is so decently priced.
Mhm.
And we got the mocktails, and they were like decent portions as well. And
Yeah.
they tasted good. I thought the food was good. The portions were very good. Like the bao buns, usually they get are tiny.
The
but
salt and pepper was prawns were very tasty, but I
Yeah.
don't think they were worth the price.
They weren't worth the
Because the
price.
portion size
Yeah.
was terrible for that.
But they
Like,
were good though.
But they were very nice. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Everything we ate there was really good.
delicious.
Like, I was actually really shocked. That was really good. It was really good. You know, I would actually go again. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's mad because there's a lot of restaurants that we go to that we would never go again. There's
Yeah.
there's actually like I think we can count on our hands.
The amount that we actually.
And I'm saying like excluding fast food restaurants because Nicola
Oh,
and I are
yeah.
fast food gremlins. Let me
Yeah.
not lie.
Yeah.
You know, so if you exclude fast food restaurants,
Yeah.
I think can we? So Charlie's.
That's literally fast food.
No, I don't count
Charlie's
Charlie's
is
fast food.
fast food.
Charlie's is not fast food.
You get your food really fast.
No, Charlie's is not fast
It's not
food.
a dining.
Rice,
it's
whatever.
not a dining.
No, okay, I
restaurant.
get you, but I still don't count Charlie's as fast food. I think because it's still cleaner. It's still too clean. Like we're talking about cleanness, right? Okay, so Charlie's, let's give ourselves that
Okay,
grace.
fine.
Mac now, I would go to
would
Mac
go back.
multiple times now.
I would go back,
I have
yeah.
enjoyed it. I can't think of anything else really now, off the top of my head.
We've gone back several times to Mackenzie's.
I don't really
But
like it
it's
though.
not like a place that
It
I'm
has
like,
flopped
I would go back there.
every time we've gone to
I
Mackenzie's.
was like, let's not come back here.
I always say that. I
Yeah.
always say to
Yeah,
Nicoletta,
I agree.
I don't enjoy going to Mackenzie's.
I
Why are
agree,
we here?
I agree.
I
And
don't
the
like
same
it.
with Isabel's. We keep going
Every
back.
time.
I
Do you
never
know
like
the
it.
thing? So, guys, this I enjoy Isabel's pancakes.
Yeah.
I love their pancakes. But my problem is, anytime I eat pancakes, they go right through me.
No, but
Pancakes.
I think it's those pancakes. Is
no.
it all pancakes always?
I don't know.
Maybe it's the
pancakes.
fresh cream.
Maybe it is. I don't know what it is.
Whipped cream.
Pancakes go right through me.
Yeah.
Right? So I love their pancakes and I would go back for their pancakes. But
Yeah.
there's two things, maybe three things. One, it goes right through me. So I'm always like, oh, it cuts my time in town short because I'm like always conscious like I need to go to the bathroom probably like within like 30 minutes after I eat this.
Isabel
right?
has nice bathrooms though.
You know, yeah, but I don't like going to the bathroom outside. And then two, I'm like, always feel like pancakes are a waste of money because yes, they're tasty, but I get no like real protein benefit from
get
them.
you.
You know, so I'm just like, oh, it's just a waste of money. You know, so those are the real two things that stop me. So like and then obviously like I always think all their burgers and all those things they're so overpriced because
I
like
agree.
it's
We
so
went there
expensive
for
for no
dinner
reason.
once and it was ridiculous.
I hated dinner. I'm not gonna say who we went with. We
Ridiculous.
went with a group, and I hated dinner in
Yeah.
Isabel that day. Like
was the group
there
that made it, not
there was
like
yeah
the
exactly. There was like
experience, you know?
nothing to eat. for me
So
personally.
you had the steak or something.
I don't know. I didn't even have the steak because the steak was way too expensive. It was the other guy that had the steak, you
Oh.
know. But I had the I can't remember what it was, but I had something and I didn't really enjoy it.
No, there are a few places that we've gone back to again and again. There's Fujiyama's,
Okay, Musashi's
Musashi's,
and
Fujiyama's,
Fujiyama,
Arisu,
Arisu,
um, the what's the
the
noodle
the
place?
ramen bar.
The ramen bar,
Yeah.
and the noodle place with the duck.
Oh, Bullet.
Bullet,
I'm sick of Bullet now, though.
but I would go back, as in like
Do you know what killed Bullet for me?
what?
The cabbage they put in it. I don't know. It killed it for me.
Okay.
Before when and also I don't know, like the don't get me wrong, their duck is very fresh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
But I really don't enjoy I don't know, there's a certain way they mix it all together now
Yeah.
that it tastes off for me.
I agree the cabbage does taste off,
It does.
but I'll eat it.
Yeah, no, I'm not really a big fan of Bullet anymore.
I don't know, but there are a few restaurants that we've gone back. Like if we're like, let's go. To
Yeah,
these ones.
like the ramen bar. I do enjoy the ramen bar, Musashi's. I think, but we just enjoy Japanese food because I love sushi.
Asian, because
yeah, Asian
Arisu's
food.
Korean BBQ, and I
Yeah.
love going there.
Oh, I love Arisu so much.
Arisu's very good.
I love Arisu
We've gone
so
back
much.
a lot, well, several times to
We were trying to go to Arisu yesterday, actually, but we just didn't want to risk
Yeah.
that we'd go and there wouldn't be a place we're walking.
yeah,
you
and
know.
then we're like our tires ruined.
Yeah.
What was that place across from Arisu?
Oh, crew.
Crew. Like we've gone back to Crew, but I wouldn't say it's like on top of the list.
I wouldn't.
The first time we went, it was
the best
amazing,
time.
and then
It was
wasn't
downhill
ever
from there.
again.
It was downhill from there ever since.
We
It's
had,
never
like,
been good since then.
hummus and like bread, and it was just.
But you want to go for the seafood boil there, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Like
wanna
I've never
try.
had a seafood boil, but I would be interested in trying their seafood
Yeah.
boil. Like, but town must be crazy right now.
Oh, we're
But the
not
thing is,
going
the
to
question is
today.
like, if town is crazy busy, but like,
A restaurant.
are restaurants busy? Because everyone's just too busy getting shit faced.
Because that's what happened last night as well.
Yeah, like everyone was just
The restaurant we went to
no one
was
was in the
really
restaurants. Oh my god, guys! So if you don't know,
Mm.
there's this woman called Nara Smith, right? There's this woman
Oh.
called Nara Smith. If
Right.
you know, you know. You know what? I think we should put this as
Yeah, I'm down for
because
that.
I think it's really enjoyable. So like, you guys are getting something that we were thinking of putting on the Patreon, but you know what? I decided last minute
This is
to put
such
this
good
because this is
conversation.
just a good fun conversation, and like the Patreon is actually really for people who want stories. Let me not lie, like you know. But
I
this
mean,
is
I'm sure they're here to love us.
you know. So, but what was I saying? Oh, there's Nara Smith. If you've seen her on TikTok, right? And Nara Smith is this woman who's like seen as like right now she has so it's actually what was it contention? There's contention around her, right? Where there's a massive camp. Pretty much every man, like I'm not in this camp because I don't really care. I'm an outsider looking at the like circus that's going on. Every man loves her,
Right.
right? Not because of like, oh, she's so beautiful or don't get me, she's a pretty lady and everything. She's pregnant and everything, and she has a husband. But like every man loves her just because of she's like a perfect mother,
Wifey.
wife, right? And then women have a big contention, as in like I have seen both sides, as in I have seen women try to destroy this woman, being like she's so pick me. Oh my god, she's like sending us back, you know. And then all other women being like, no, she's actually a perfect example of a mother and a wife. Like this is what we should be striving to be like. But obviously, the beauty about feminism is everyone decides what the fuck they want to be, and we shouldn't really be having this argument in the first place. But so to give you a little breakdown after all that of who Nara Smith is, she's like kind of like a model slash like person, like
But I
personality.
want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about the women creators like her and Emily Mariko, who are really like wealthy women, whatever, who have a good education because there's a lot of Emily. Is that her name, Emily?
I'm not too
I
sure.
think so. There's a lot of like they have all this education, all for what? To just be like stay-at-home wives and like cook food, and there's been a lot of like this is setting us back because why aren't you like pursuing your career or like whatever?
But not everyone wants to pursue
Right?
what they studied though.
And I agree, but it's like, oh my god, look at all these examples of, this is what they're setting as example.
But I guess like
And it's like, oh, us as women, like we fought so hard, right? And they fought so hard only to still end up being content doing what we have been set out to do for such a long time.
Okay, and I think it's a good conversation. And I'm going let's use the Nara Smith one as a perfect example, right? Like to give, as I said, I was giving some context. It's like Nara Smith is a model. That is her job. She models. Like she is, and now she's an internet personality as well. She's both. I don't know what her husband is, but I know he's rich and whatever and does whatever. He seems to be known as well. I think he's a model as well. Either way, they're very wealthy individuals. Both of them individually are wealthy individuals, right? But Nara has taken on because she just wanted to do it to take on social media and just do more, right? Like post like her actual like she's not doing it for show. This is what she actually does. Like this has been confirmed for a long time that this is what she actually does. Like and it's like she has I think she has 2 kids already and she's pregnant now with a third or you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments of like one and maybe the second. Anyway, she is like very caring. Like for example, like and this is the example like I saw when I saw the video of it was a woman bashing her, then a man saying like, "Why are you bashing her?" And then I went to go watch the original video.
Okay.
So it was her like essentially her kids wanted cereal, right? And so yes, because she has 2 kids. She does. So her kids wanted cereal. And then she was like, you know what? It's a whatever day. I don't know what day it is. Like, I wasn't really doing much work. And she made cereal from scratch for the kids.
Right.
Like she like made cereal from scratch.
Which is not that
Like,
hard, by the way.
yeah, I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying but I'm saying it's admirable. Like, that your kids are like, oh, I want this. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to make this from scratch just because it's like her love language, right?
Right.
Like you can tell that cooking and taking care of her kids is her love language to her kids. And then obviously she was like, and then she made like pancakes or whatever else. And obviously the husband ate as well. And he was like, oh, this is great, whatever. And then like she does other things like, like for example, she'll bake bread from scratch. She'll do a lot of things from scratch and like do all these things like juice or whatever. Cause she enjoys doing it. And and then she likes making her family happy, right?
But like the whole time you're talking, I'm like, my grandmother.
Once
My
again,
grandparents.
but
growing
I
up.
think there's a difference slightly because like let's be honest, your grandma was probably a little bit more forced to do those things than she would have wanted
No, but
to. Like
as
she
in
didn't
like
have a choice.
we are like
Or like
like
Romanians.
she had to work and do these
E-
things.
exactly,
know?
Whereas like in our Smith situation, she doesn't have to do these things. She could easily get someone to do these things, but she wants to do it because it's her love language to her kids. And that's where I'm coming from the aspect of like women bashing her for doing that makes no sense because that's the whole point of feminism is to like allow women to do what they want. And like it's not like she's promoting. She's never once ever said like, oh,
Women should do this.
women should do this.
Yeah.
She has never like, and I've seen a few of the contention around her and and I went like, because I don't like just taking other people's face values. I like scroll through like pages and whatever, and like she just talks about like her. She literally just does her day in the life, going like, hey, I was doing this today. I was doing that today. And it's not like, hey, girls, you should do this. It's literally just like, this is my life and this is what I like to do. Like, I sometimes I go work as a model. Right now, I'm currently pregnant, so I'm not working as much. And these are just things I'm doing. And obviously, like, it's making her money because people are watching her content, promoting her content. So she does collabs and she makes money off social media. So but she's not ever saying like women should go do these things. And she's just displaying how she lives her life and her love language for her family. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's a different story now if she was going out and being like, hey guys, oh my God, I'm doing this because this is what a real mother should do.
Oh no,
This is what a real
like
wife should
I've
do.
never seen like
You
women
know?
do that. I've had an issue though with this discourse from the men's side, right? Because even when you were like, oh, she made cereal from scratch and stuff, and it's like, okay, 5 days in a row, I have made so many meals at home from scratch for you. I've made a freaking Chick-fil-A sauce from scratch, right, at home. I've made a chopped cheese.
Yeah.
I've like gone out of my way to do these things, but I feel like you are a lot more impressed by someone making cereal at home than
Oh no,
all the
no.
work
Oh my
I've
God, the guy's
done.
trying to throw me under the bus. Guys, I
You know?
was not. No,
and
I
I
was.
feel like no, but what I'm saying is like I didn't say that you didn't appreciate my work, right? I'm saying you were impressed by such a small thing, right? I guess because we don't hear people making cereal at home, whatever. That's relevant. But what I'm saying is, I feel like a lot of men would fall under that umbrella of like not realizing what they have at home and how much their women do for them, but being impressed by someone making cereal online.
Okay, but I don't. But let me not lie. I don't think the people who are in this discourse are married men. I really don't think.
Okay.
I don't really think it is. I don't think it's men.
I think a lot of them are.
No, I think it's mostly single guys. explaining as to what woman they feel needs to be in their life for them to give them everything.
Okay.
Because like for example, one of the ones I saw, I've seen lots of different takes, some good, some bad, and this is one I would say was it was good at the start, but it fell short on me at the end, where he essentially started saying like women hating this woman for just doing what she wants are part of the problem. I agree because she's just being herself. You're hating. She's not trying to promote anything. You're just hating her because you're hating her, which makes no sense. But then, uh, where he said is like, and that's the statement I said to you last night that he was saying that it's like, oh, when a woman is doing this much for you, of course you want to go and give her the world. You know, like you're gonna try to make as much money as possible to give her the world because she's doing all these things. She's showing, quote unquote, what a perfect mother and feminine like wife, everything like, right? Which I kind of have a problem with, because who's to say that this is the perfect wife, mother, whatever? What works for you is not necessarily what works for someone. Like as I said, this seems to be her love language. That's what she enjoys doing. Just because your wife isn't out here like
Yeah.
making cereal from scratch, making chipotle sauce from scratch, or doing any of these things from scratch, doesn't mean she doesn't love you. Like she can show in other ways. She can still be a good mother. She can take like don't get me wrong. I think women like yourself, Nara Smith, whatever, I would say are actually in the minority of women overall. Like from in our current generation anyway. I don't think there's much women that are out here trying to be subservient to any man, which is completely, and I don't think there's anything
Fair,
wrong with
yeah.
that. I think it's completely fair. You know, I think it's absolutely fair, and I don't think any woman should feel like she needs to be subservient to any man. And when I say that, I mean like cooking for him, doing this, doing that, doing whatever. You don't have to do any of those things. You're both two grown adults. You should be cohabitating, doing the best, right? And you do based off what works for you, right? So for men to be out there being saying like, oh, if my wife isn't doing this, I don't want it. It's like, okay, be specific, saying like for me.
Yeah.
Like this is the type of woman
I
I'm looking
want.
for,
Yeah.
right? Not saying that women are trash if they're not doing
Yeah.
this, because like once again, like if you're both, take Naira Smith's example. They are both wealthy, working. She could easily take care of the kids, and have a cook and a nanny, right? And it's still the same thing. The same things are still getting done. Someone is cooking something from scratch, whatever, 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 and she's still taking care of the kids whenever she has time, whatever, whatever. Like, is there an argument to be made that it's not as intimate growing up with someone else helping you take care of kids? Yes, no, teach their own.
Like, look at the
You know,
Kardashians. They all
or
have
whatever,
nannies.
exactly. But either way, it's present, like the person is still present, so on and so forth, right? So like the idea behind it, I'm saying, is more like, hey, guys, one shouldn't be like so over praising this woman in the sense of like, oh my god, like she is what every woman should strive to be, because not every woman is the same. Everyone's different. The same way every guy is different, every woman is different. We're not a freaking monolith. No one's a monolith. And two, women who are hating this woman for just being who she is and like expressing her own love language, that's also stupid, because like why are
Yeah.
you attacking a woman for just who she wants to be?
Yeah.
And that's personally my take anyway.
But would you argue that even in our generation, a lot of men still value those things from their partner? Because I won't lie, you're the only man I've talked to that doesn't ask that of their partner.
Well, I think definitely the percentage is very high. Absolutely. I think we are definitely in a situation where a lot of men do want more traditional women, right? I do think it is definitely like that. Like it's like the men who want to be in relationships, not the men who,
Yeah.
or even the men
Even the men who don't.
who the men who are single who say they want to be in relationships, but
Yeah.
in reality they don't want to be in
Yeah.
relationships, are saying the same thing, right? And I think it comes from the sense, like from my perspective, is that women are becoming a lot more independent of themselves.
Yeah.
They're like women are now far more educated than men overall. Women are very independent. They don't require men to survive anymore. Like before, back in the day, like a woman literally could not survive without a man because she probably couldn't get a job, legally or whatever. Now it's like they can do a lot of things on their own. So women are like, why do I need to do everything my mother, my grandmother did to please you, and still do everything you're doing as well to survive, like as in like work, have a job, cook, clean, whatever. So I'm doing double the work for like less of the payout, or either the same payout, quote unquote, right? And so whereas men are like, I want someone who's going to be a great mother figure, going to be a great wife, whatever, 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 trophy wife essentially. And I think a lot of guys resonate with that, just because like I've seen so much podcasts, read so much, and like once again, like I know this is a topic that's just beat like a dead horse, but I guess it's because it is. I think, and that's one thing I always think about is like the reason it's beaten so much is because it's an issue that constantly
Arises.
arises within our generation,
Yes.
right? And I think a lot of guys do want more like submissive, subservient women or whatever, or whatever. I'm not really in that camp because I guess my problem is, let me give you like, and maybe it's coming from even a place of like selfishness, and I
Okay.
know I'm rambling, guys, as I always do,
It doesn't matter.
but it comes from a
It's
place from
enjoyable.
selfishness. It's, don't get me wrong, I like women's rights, I like whatever, but it's not because of women that actually got me in this position of having that thought process. It's because of myself, where it's like I don't like being reliant on anyone, man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
I like I don't like I would never want a day for Nicolette to wake up and then just
Mm-hmm.
be able to flip a switch on me and be like, I always do this, 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 and this for you. You don't do shit. You can't do
Mm-hmm.
shit. I never, not even just Nicolette, take anyone. I never want anyone to be able to say those words to me. I'm like, I am my own person. I build my own self.
Self
You know, I'm
sufficient.
self sufficient. And that is why I'm very much like that. Whereas, like, I would, no matter who the woman is in my life, I don't want her taking care of me because I don't want ever for someone to turn around and be like, I took care of you.
Okay.
It's like, I don't need your shit. I can do my shit myself. You can leave. I'm good. All right. And because I had the mentality, I guess I've never had the idea of like, oh, women being subservient, XYZ,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then with that, I'm able to be like, okay, so why would women have to be subservient? Because I'm like, as a man, can you not take care of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Can you not do your own laundry? Can you not clean your own
And I
dishes? Can
think,
you not own
do you think
cook?
that like growing up in a household where you actually saw both parents do that helped you as well? Like, had you grown up in a family where like a lot of people see their moms do everything
Yeah, no,
and
definitely.
their
Like,
dads
don't get me
not?
wrong. Like, my mom did a lot of stuff in the house,
Yeah.
but like, I always have to give credit as
Yeah.
well a little bit to my dad because, like for example, in other houses, like other African Nigerian households,
Yeah.
like I have never, and I mean never, seen a man wash dishes
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
But my dad was literally the main person to wash dishes in my
Yeah.
house. Like, and when I say dishes, as in like obviously if my mom cooks, she washes the dishes herself, right? Because she's the one cooking and whatever. And my mom was the main person cooking. But like if we were all eating or whatever and there are dishes, my dad would just wash all our dishes. He just did it
Aw.
like just because he's
Yeah.
like whatever. It didn't phase him, right? You know. And don't get me wrong, my dad still has that Nigerian mentality of like man else, whatever. Like that's a whole different story. But like that was still one thing that I saw him actively do. I
Yeah.
haven't like as in like my dad like
But you might not realize how that like maybe for him it was something small despite being like, men feminine roles, but like that was still something small that he's like, yeah, I can do this. That might have impacted you a lot growing
Oh,
up, like
absolutely.
seeing
Because
that.
like seeing like my dad actually do so, and like for example, like because like as like at a point in time, it was like just due to Ireland, whatever, whatever, whatever. Like that's a whole different story. Like my mom was one that actually had a job. My dad didn't have a job at the current time because like he was doing stuff remotely, like in Nigeria and whatever. So like sometimes he wouldn't have work, sometimes he would,
Right.
right? And so like my dad would be at home and like he would do the washing, like put on the clothes to the wash, and he'd like
Mm-hmm.
clean up and do the laundry, like a lot of folding clothes. I see my dad do that, and that's a lot of things like you can see in our relationship that I do as
You
well.
do, yeah.
And it's like I've seen my dad do all those things, right? Like and I've never had, and so I was like, yeah, like it's not that uncommon to to do. I know. And obviously one big props I also give is my mom, obviously, because my mom made me do a lot of chores when I was younger. She like made me take care of my brothers and made me take care of myself
Mm-hmm.
because she's like, you need to be sufficient of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously,
You're the oldest child as well,
like,
though.
oh, this child, whatever, which makes me a lot more self-sufficient and whatever. So I don't, and because as I said, like I did a lot of things with myself, I was always self. I never expected ever like for a woman to take care of me,
Yeah.
you know. And so like,
But would you say that that experience and being the way you are, like, makes it difficult for you be to allow yourself to be taken care of?
oh, absolutely, like I don't like being taken care of.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it because I feel like
Yeah.
I owe the person. Like I always feel like I always feel like, oh, it's, and I know it's not quid pro quo, but in my brain it's quid pro quo,
Right.
right? Like it's like, oh, Nicolette has done this, like because Nicolette loves cooking. She loves cooking for me and loves cooking, and I
Yeah.
don't enjoy it in the sense like I don't like that she's always trying to cook, like because she wants to, right?
I enjoy it.
Because she enjoys it.
Yes.
I eat just because I love eating, but I don't like cooking, right?
Yeah.
And but I would still rather cook just so Nicoletta doesn't have to cook for me because I'm like I don't want to owe her anything, but she wants to do it so much that before we used to fight about it. Now I just let her do the cooking. So I'm like, okay, let me try to do other things to like at least make up for it. Like, and it sounds bad, but like that's just how it is for me in my head, you know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like, oh, I don't care. It's like I generally just don't like the idea of owing people favors, even though I know I don't owe you a favor. You know, it's just like, but it's always there in the back of my head. You
Yeah.
know, but obviously I think I've progressed a long way from like
Oh yeah. You
that.
have, but like it's still pretty tough. Like I think for you to even sit down and like say enjoy a meal without like, "Oh, let me just go make sure the kitchen is clean or something
Yeah,
to
because
make sure I'm
it's,
doing something."
I don't know. It's just so weird. Like for yourself, like how do you feel like in your household, like your upbringing? Because like obviously
Yeah.
you're essentially the opposite of me.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit. You
Well,
know.
like so in Ireland, my dad did a lot of the household stuff,
Yeah.
and I grew up seeing that. So that's something like he's a really clean guy, and both my parents are, which like
Hmm.
really helped for me to be like, this is not a feminine role or a
Yeah.
masculine role; it's an everybody role. Um, so I think that my perception was always like just split up the work, like, and
Exactly.
everyone is able to be self sufficient, right? But I think for a while I was very like, I ain't doing nothing for nobody, like I'm not like doing this for like no man or whatever. And then you grow up and you're like, actually this is definitely a way for me to show love to someone. And like I love cooking and like experimenting with like different things, and I love doing it for you because you enjoy to eat. So, and like when someone's like enjoying your food, it's like, oh, it
Mm.
feels so nice, for someone to just enjoy what you made. So like I don't know, like I find it like cute that you're like, oh, let me do this, or like let me do that. But it's also like it's something that I really appreciate because it's not like it goes by unnoticed as like, oh, he has to do this because I did this. It's like he doesn't have to do this. I cooked and I'm more than happy to like clean up. And I think the problem as well, and I've noticed in like, some of our friendships, I very much seem like I'm setting back feminism a
Mm.
little bit,
That's what I was gonna ask you.
like the
Like,
Nara Smith
I was just about to ask you, how
example.
do you feel
You
you
know,
play into that whole Nair Smith whatever
I
situation?
definitely do play into it because I like to clean, I like to cook, I like to take care of the home, and that's just a role that I like to take. Financial responsibility is not my forte, so I know where I stand, and it's not that like, you
Mm.
know, um. I do feel it in certain friendships or with certain girlfriends that I'm talking to, and it's like, I could never do this or like
Because you have a lot
whatever.
of strong, independent women in
Right,
your
I
life.
really do. I
Like,
really do. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm a strong independent
no, no,
woman,
I just mean as in like who are very like
Like
job
yeah.
financially
Yeah,
driven
yeah, yeah.
people.
Very financially driven and very like 50-50 and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like when like like even admitting it feels wrong, like I'm taking a step back
Mm.
because I feel like I'm setting a bad example because I'm so stuck in the back olden days. But it's like I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that feminism, like you said, is just letting women do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Like if this is what makes me happy, and genuinely it does, like taking care of the house and you and like potential family, kids, that is what makes me happy. And like why not let me be happy? But like it's hard because it's like, oh, but what does that say about you, that making you happy? Like what does that say about you as a woman in this world, not like fending for financial freedom on your own and stuff
Mm.
like that. I don't know. I'm very like build wealth together and build family together. So I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I have these conversations, I try to hold back on
Mm, yeah,
what
I get you.
you know.
But then, do you like a good question? I guess is, do you think if let's say you were in a more high paying role, like let's say you're in a very more high paying role, a little bit, maybe a little bit more demanding of
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and you're making like six figures, like you're
Mm-hmm.
saying you're making six figures, making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, and then you're obviously that means you can take care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
like financially, you can take care of yourself, and now you've built up the skills financially overall, like you know
Mm-hmm.
about investing
Yeah.
long term and everything. Do you think that would change your perception a little bit more? Like because now not only do you have like for example, you would be completely unreliant on me, right? You would be able to have money saved up, have money invested, have money whatever, and then you're also be able to like essentially do anything you wanted to do without ever thinking about like, oh, does Ruth have these
Yeah.
bills? And I know that you're not thinking about now,
Yeah.
but I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you are now
I get
very
you.
well financially in the position. Would you think it would change your mentality around doing those things a little bit more? That you might be like, oh, I have the money. Would I not just like maybe buy whatever
Yeah.
instead or do this instead and like maybe not take care of the home, especially because like if we're in a dual income household where we're both making a crazy amount of money, there's a lot of things we could just outsource.
Yeah.
So do you think your perception would change?
I guess we'll find out when I have the money. No, I don't think so because I'm not financially driven. I've never been one to chase money. That's not what brings me joy and happiness.
Okay.
And like don't get me wrong, like obviously money is good and like whatever. Um but I've never been one to chase the bag like that. Like I like to have enough to be able to get by. But I think no matter like say I end up doing like full time content creation or something,
Yeah.
right? And I'm making like bank off that. That would never stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because like like I said, it's what makes me happy, and I feel like if we're outsourcing it to like a personal chef or something, I'm like, I won't feel fulfilled. You
So you don't think you
know,
could be like a Kardashian where like
you know.
you have a chef making the
No,
meals for
I don't
everybody in
think
the
I would
house?
enjoy that.
You want but would you not enjoy it for yourself that you're not the one that has to cook? Like is you're also
No,
the
because
person?
I like cooking. Like I like doing it. That's like saying like, oh, say I'm a full time editor, right?
Yeah.
And genuinely, that's just what I love doing. And now you're outsourcing this editing job, and you're like kind of left with feeling a little empty. And I know this from Emma Chamberlain, who did the exact same thing. And she was
Okay.
like, I felt like I was losing my creative freedom, to edit and play around because that's what I truly enjoyed. So for me, it's like I truly enjoy like cooking and like
All these things.
taking care of you.
But
And, like,
would you have a house cleaner? Would you do that one? At least like
I
one of
think
the
it depends
cleaning
how big
thing?
the house is, right?
Yeah, like
Um,
not a big house, like a decent normal size, like
like
four, let's say 4 or 5 bedroom.
I don't maybe like once a month for a deep clean or something like that.
But you wouldn't have like something
No,
outsourced fully. And then
no.
I guess like to kind of like tie up that question then for you is, do you feel like women who, and obviously like you can't speak for all women because women are not monolith, but just like from your perspective, do you feel like if you don't desire wealth as a woman, you're more likely to be more traditional? Like if you're not
That's a good
chasing,
question,
yeah, if you're not
actually.
chasing wealth,
That's a good question.
you find joys in more of the traditional aspect of relationships or womanhood or whatever you would like to say. Like is it because it seems like because that's one thing I also notice is like for example, like as you're thinking about it, your mom does not think money is deep. Your mom does not think money is deep, and your mom is a very big example of like someone I'd call a traditional woman. Like like she enjoys like cooking, baking, cleaning the whole thing. She loves like she can't. This woman cannot sit down. Like she was
No,
at our
yeah.
house, she had to go clean our windows for us. Like guys, it's crazy. This woman is crazy.
She cannot
I,
relax.
she cannot relax. She loves doing all those kind of like tasks. So and she's also someone who does not care about money. She thinks money is
Yeah.
meant to be spent when like she believes you should save money because
Yeah.
obviously, but she believes money is for spending. It's not to just be hoarded, right?
enjoy it, like.
To enjoy it. So do you think like women who believe and don't put not even believe in like who don't put importance on money are more likely to find joy in those more like small tasks, like
I think that's
traditional
potentially
tasks.
true.
You know,
I think that could be potentially true. I don't know. Maybe I'm like this because my mom was like this. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. Maybe it's just hereditary. Is that what it is?
Hereditary.
Like I just got it because she's like that. But potentially, like, because if I was like money driven, I would be more inclined to view the world in a, oh, I'm a woman, I can do everything that a man does, and almost like. And don't get me wrong, I'm very like for women. Like I'm
Yeah.
very for women, but I think that maybe I would be more inclined to compete with men and want to climb the corporate ladder and like you know be the CEO or like
Yeah.
whatever. Potentially, I don't know
Yeah, exactly.
how I would be, like, I guess, but like I said, I don't think I've ever been like financially driven in
Yeah,
life.
because I'm wondering, curious, like, because I know obviously like it doesn't go hand in hand, but
Yeah.
if there's like a little bit of like the less, like, because I do notice, like, for example, a lot of men who don't have any importance on money are much more able and willing and relaxed being like a house husband.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I have noticed that, like, don't, and obviously, like, even myself, I kind of like defeat that purpose of that, what I'm saying, and like my father as well, like, as in, like, I do things even though I'm very financially driven, but I have noticed that a lot of guys I know that don't care about money are also the guys who are very willing to, like, have the woman more in the dominant, like, financial role
But you know what you
in the
touched on there
house.
about like doing stuff and going against what you're saying?
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think that has anything to do with like roles. I think that has to do with respect for you, like being self-sufficient. I think everyone should be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Everyone should be, no matter what, right? And I think it's also respect for me and like the relationship, as in like you're noticing that, I'm doing a lot, so you feel like, let me take on some stuff so that
As
she
well.
doesn't have to do everything.
Exactly.
Whether you're seeing it as owing me or like not, you wouldn't do it had I not been doing it.
Exactly.
So it's just like, at the same time, even if you're a 100% financial provider and I'm 100% stay-at-home mom, like, I think you helping with anything in the house is just out of respect for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and but then that like poses the question of like, oh, then would that mean that I should go try make some money to try help you out a little bit?
Lol.
Like, I don't know. I think it's different.
Yeah, definitely.
You
I don't know. It's
know,
pretty interesting. It's just because we were discussing that kind of like Nara Smith thing yesterday. We were at Mac. It's funny that all of this came from us
Mac, yeah.
talking about restaurants and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was one of those things that like came to my mind. And
Because Girly Pop walked in with a huge Bottega
yeah,
Veneta
so
bag.
oh my god, like, that was where I was actually meant to go in my story. So essentially, in that Nara Smith thing, her husband bought her like this Louis Vuitton bag and this Bottega Veneta bag, right? Like the brand new one. And then there was a girly pop that came in here with her mans. Like, I already knew the man was wearing the lace, the shoes with the rope laces, and wearing those like skinny like Amiri jeans. Like, guys, I know my stuff.
You
Like,
do know your stuff, yeah.
And then she instantly walked in with this Bottega, this green.
It wasn't green.
Sorry,
It was
red.
brown.
It was brownish red. Because sorry, the one that
Nara
Nara
Smith
Smith got was green. This girl brought the brownish reddish Bottega Veneta back, and I was like, damn.
Imagine it was a fake.
I know pocket watching a little bit. No,
Yeah.
no, it can't be. The bag is brand new. Like,
But I haven't.
it's only come
We'll
out.
check it out.
It's only come out.
We'll fact check.
So it's only come out recently, as far as I'm aware. And like, and it looked pretty real to me anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm no visual,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But like, oh my god, I was like, damn, girl,
Do you
look at
think
you.
that men who are very financially well off and women that are very caring for the household should be rewarded? Like, like men who are the predominant financial provider
Yeah,
should
they're taking on all the bills,
reward. Yeah, they
whatever.
should reward their partners.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Stuff.
Like, guy, they're doing everything at home.
Yeah.
You might as well give them, like, because otherwise they don't have the money to afford those things that they want. Like,
But no,
you should.
actually they did.
Oh, so you're saying as in like Nara Smith's situation.
Yeah.
She has enough money
Yeah.
to buy those things
She
herself,
can buy
but
those
her
things.
husband bought it for
Yeah.
her. Yeah, it makes sense because it's kind of like your way of showing appreciation. Like, you have to show appreciation because if you are not doing anything household, like for example, like if you cook, I clean, right? Take for example or whatever. That's like my way of showing appreciation. Besides just saying like, oh, thank you for the food and showing actual appreciation, me cleaning up afterwards, like so you don't have to do any extra work on top of the work you're doing, is showing appreciation. So like, even if you're doing that, if you're not doing that, you need to show appreciation somehow. And obviously, like, it seems like monetary, but like if they want something, you should have to provide that want because they're providing you for all these things. Like, even if, like, take for example, because then some guys will be like, oh, but I'm the one paying for the groceries and then she's just cooking it. It's like, yeah, but when you go out to a restaurant, you pay for the food and cooking it. And it's like
A lot more.
and then they're like, oh, it's the same thing, like, as in like they're saying that it's the same thing as me going out to eat.
Okay.
I provide the money and they give me the food. So like it's like, but like that's not how this works because she doesn't have to do it for you, like whatever, even if you're a different national thing. And it's because as you said, the whole respect thing. You're saying I respect you and I appreciate you. I see you, and I want to make you happy too
Right.
because you are making me happy.
No. That's so cute.
Yeah. But Girly Pop with the Bottega Veneta bag had money. She had peas. It could have been her man's because he was nice, but she could have also. To me, let me not lie. When I saw both of them, like, because I think most people would be like, "Oh my god, he's taking such good care of her." I saw it as she's taking good care of him. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but she looked like she commanded the presence. Like she
I
was
got a
one.
similar
She
vibe.
walked in first. And don't get me wrong, she was like your lady walk in first. But she didn't walk in first as in like he held the door for her. It was like, I'm coming in. I am the one
I
doing this.
booked this, I'm
You know,
taking him
I
out.
booked this, I am doing this.
Yeah.
And then it's like sit down boy. Like she was really giving me like I am the dominant one. I am the
Do
one
you know
that
that's how I
laid the
feel
legs.
when we go to the store and I'm like they're tapping my card at the end with the money that you sent me?
This Nicholas is like,
I got you.
I got
I
you.
got this. Meanwhile, he's bagging the groceries and I'm like with the card, with the money that he sent me.
No, honestly, and the like she was really giving
I get
like
that.
like
I got
dominant. So
that
like I
vibe.
was just like, yo, I generally straight away thought I was like, she bought the bag, she bought you your shoes, she bought you your pants,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there is like take for
But
example,
also, he did look a little bit younger.
I think she just looked older because she was a lot more more mature, whatever
Well, we
we're
don't
gonna
know.
say.
Maybe she
Like
is older.
yeah,
He
obviously
looked
like
younger.
he did look younger than
Yeah.
her, but like like I won't mention names, but Nicoletta will know once I kind of like give the scenario. Remember, there was this when back when we were in college. This person was also starting off as an influencer. I'm not gonna say they went as well. And remember when she was blowing up and she was having a lot of money, we could see her getting a lot more money. And she had a boyfriend that she was with for a long time, and she was spending a lot of money on him.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes, like like there is lots of examples of that, like
Oh
in the
yeah.
world. And one thing is, women do tend to treat
Men.
men like, which is really funny. Like don't get me wrong, like guys always love to say, oh, I had like, don't get me wrong, all my boys who have money, they treat women good. Like I wish I was one of them men. Like they treat women good, you know.
Yeah.
They'll use a whole salary on women. You know who you are. Like they treat women good. And but a lot of guys love to say they're like that, but they don't do that,
Yes.
right? But one thing I have noticed across the board is women
Yes.
who have money and have men in their lives will always treat the men well.
Yes.
They always treat the men
I
well.
agree.
I have never like I have seen more scenarios of men who have money not treating women well than I have ever seen scenarios of women who have money not treating men well.
I agree.
Like women always, I think, because they're very more like
Nurturing.
emotional and nurturing gift givers. They always give guys
I've
gifts.
I've seen women who don't have that kind of money still buy stuff for men who have less money still.
Yes.
And like buy them like breakfast or whatever, let them stay over because they don't have a place to stay and like all this stuff. Like I've seen women do that even with the little that they have
Yes.
for a man that don't have shit.
Don't got shit.
And don't
They'll
isn't
book the
willing to
hotel
do
room.
shit.
They'll have Louis Vuitton on the bed. They'll have
Yeah.
Amiri on the bed. They'll have PlayStation 5 in the corner. Everything,
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like she's working in Tesco's.
That's the thing.
Like
That's
working
what
McDonald's.
I'm saying. Like she's saving up for a whole year to do this.
Just for his birthday.
Big
And then
thing.
he's like, "Here's flowers and some chocolate for your birthday, baby."
No, like we're seeing this times and times again. Like if a woman's there for you and you're dating her, whatever, she will go all out for you.
Yeah.
So I don't know why men are complaining. I think they're
Yeah,
going
no.
after the wrong kind of women. Like the women who
No,
are just
absolutely. There's women. Don't get us wrong, ladies. There are some of you out there that are just.
but
you just-
they know what they're there for.
Yeah.
They say what they're there for. Like it's
You
very
know, that's the
clear.
thing. Those women are always so very clear about
Like,
their
I want a
intention.
hotel with hot tub.
But when he hears that, oh my god. Oh my god. I hope you are not listening to this at the moment while you're
In your hot tub.
but no. So like, those women are very clear about their intentions. But these guys still go after them because let's be honest, a lot of those women that are like that, they know their worth because they're baddies. Let's be honest.
They
A lot
look
of them are,
good.
are baddies and they know their worth.
Yeah.
There's some of you that aren't, they don't look good and you want that treatment. You're a delulu. But the ones who are baddies and they know their worth and they're like that, it makes sense. But guys want them because they,
Ulterior
they're like, oh my god, this
motives.
girl's so good looking, whatever, whatever, and it's a big flex for your ego,
But do you think like, okay, when they're ready to sell, do you think like men, what did we say? Men shoot down? Men settle?
Men shoot up
Men shoot up
and women settle.
and women settle. Yes, okay, that makes a lot more sense in my head. Because I was
Yeah.
like, huh, how's it the other way? Like, you think it's important for men that like they're able to show off their partner at the same
Oh,
time?
absolutely. Like the trophy wife thing is a real
It's
big.
real.
It's a big thing, definitely.
Damn.
Like no man wants, like, even as like forward and progressive as I am, I would not be with Nicola if I did not think she was like better for me and something to show off. Because like
Yo.
I don't want to be with someone that I feel is below me. And that sounds so bad. It sounds so bad, but I don't,
Clip.
like, you have to be at least on the same level or above. Like it does, I don't want someone that I feel is like either not as attractive as me or not as like whatever. Cause like then I'm always gonna look elsewhere.
Your eyes
Cause
will.
cause
Your eyes
let
will do that.
because men are definitely weaker creatures than women,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And I think we know this. Like for
And we're
women,
sexual beings.
yeah, like women are more than happy as long as they are satisfied emotionally. Even if they settle down, they will be happy with you.
And they will
You
be
know?
committed to you.
Yeah, they'll be committed to you. As a man, I'm telling you right now, if a woman was, I perceived her like below me, I would find it very hard to stay with her forever. And it sounds terrible, but I'm being honest.
It
I'm
sounds
being
very bad.
honest. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm being honest because I know, like, because if I don't find her that attractive, for example, I'm just like, and there's so many other beautiful women around me, like they're way more attractive than her. And I don't
Yeah.
think that, like, I think this girl is actually not as good looking as me. And I don't even think I'm that good looking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing? I'll always be like, oh my god, but there's that one, there's that
I
one,
could
there's
be
that
so
one.
much better.
Yeah, they're like, there's that one, there's that one, there's that
But
one, there's
then
that
would you
one.
say like, say you have a moment of weakness and then you give in or whatever, and but that person that you had has given you their world, like everything. Do you think like a lot of men that end up like cheating or whatever have like a moment of regret, or are they just like happy to?
I think it's each their own. Honestly, men are
Okay.
thermometers. I think it's to each their own. It all depends on you as a personality more than what you
Like
think about women.
from the way we've talked about like men and women, it makes it hard for me to humanize men because it's like they have no feelings. Like the way you describe, yeah, they have no feelings. However,
Me-
your friends that I've known and stuff all have feelings, and
yeah,
I'm
I'm the
like,
only one in
oh,
my friends group that
so
doesn't
there
have
is men with
feelings.
feelings. Like
Yeah,
that's refreshing. That's nice. But the way you kind of make it sound, it's
but
like
that's
men
me
just
though.
can't. They just can't settle for someone. Men
No,
just
I think that's what
never.
all those like stupid fresh and fit podcasts, whatever.
Maybe you're one of them.
No, I'm not. I think I am truly a man that doesn't have much emotional maturity out there, like, and I put it out there. But I think a lot of men are like little soft boys,
I like that.
little lover boys, little
I
soft
like
boys,
lover
and
boys.
that's just not me. And but what you need in your life is just a nice, protective, money making woman.
Yeah.
That'll take care of you. Could never be me. You boys can enjoy that.
So you're definitely like a financial provider.
Yeah,
Financial provider, is that the word? Financial provider.
I just don't like owing people things.
But you don't like spending big bucks.
I hate spending money. I hate spending money,
Yeah.
guys. I hate spending
So
money.
what kind of provider are you then?
I still provide. I just don't like spending money. Like in it, like I don't know, guys. I like making money. I don't like spending it.
It's like,
You
just
know?
so it's there.
No, like it's kind of like a dragon
Do you know
hoarding
how we
gold.
say? We say la saltea,
Yeah.
which means like under your mattress.
Yeah. It's like the
Accumulating
dragon's
liquor.
gold.
Yeah.
Like as in, I definitely like the more I grow up, the more I realize I do have a little bit of dragon gold mentality where I do just hoard money, just to hoard wealth, just to hoard it, just to have it. But it comes from a place of like honestly, like poverty. Like guys, I grew up in in Nigeria, in Lagos City. Like, and don't get me wrong, like there's wealthy people in Lagos. I wasn't one of them. Like my parents had a tough time, but don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, my parents provided a lot for me.
Yeah.
But seeing my parents struggle,
Mm-hmm.
not like we were a lot better off, funny enough, in Nigeria, Lagos, initially before than when we came into Ireland, and seeing my parents struggle in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And all that has made me be like, I don't want to ever have a situation where I'm struggling.
Then we
So
keep
like,
hoarding, keep hoarding.
so like I always have this mentality of like I want to always have a safety net.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like in my head, that safety net is like 10 times the size it needs to actually be. And obviously, I want to be wealthy just like, because, like, once again, as I said, I'm not a flashy person. I'm not trying to do this, do that. But I just want wealth just to have wealth that if I want to do those things,
Mm-hmm.
I can do those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's kind of like, I guess, a dilemma I fall into where it's like I'm constantly chasing things that I could do and not doing those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I have at least, like, I'll have the money to do those things, and maybe I will do some of those things because I do some of those things.
Yeah.
Like, I have done my own fair share of splurging here and there. Like, I've tried my best, but I definitely do not like spending money. I have never liked spending money. I like when Nicola and I first started dating, and I had to
But
get
you
her.
didn't have any.
And I know, but when I had to get you presents like for her
But
birthday stuff,
fun,
I always felt like, oh
but fun
no.
fact, you like you were spending more then from the little that you had
Yeah, but
than you
now
do
it's like
now.
I think it's because the 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 risks are higher now. As in,
Yeah,
like, if we, like, I always have this in my mindset, like, if I lose my job or we go broke,
of course,
whatever,
yeah.
whatever, we're screwed. Like, I'm
Reality.
I'm taking like I'm trying to take care of both of us.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to do that, and so it's like if I mess up, we're done. Like we're
Woo.
actually done. Like, and so like yes, we're better now, but the
Mhm.
fall is much higher.
Yeah.
Like the fall from
Yeah.
grace is a lot higher
Yeah.
than when
No,
we're
but
younger.
I've always respected that. I've never had anything against you not like building your wealth, and that's
Mm.
like despite us like having a family together, not family together, being together, not being together. I've always been a big like proponent for that. Like do that, build your wealth because at the end of the day, like, you know, you're not at a point where you're like, oh, financial freedom.
Mm.
So I think striving for that is good, and in the way like the way that you have, even though I'm not financially like driven, I feel like it's helped me anyway. So I've gotten to benefit by having being more educated and like investing my money
Yeah.
and like becoming more conscious of like finances and stuff like that. So I think like I've always been like very pushing for you to continue to do that.
So I can take care of her.
And yeah,
Spend all the
I get
money
to
on her.
benefit not only educationally but also financially, which is phenomenal. Like it's great. What more could I ask
Great.
for?
What more could she ask for?
Yeah, I think you're a really great example of a man and like partner. So
I think you're great.
like
I think we'll end it off letting you guys know that Nicola's an amazing woman. Shout out to all the amazing women in the world. Not even if you're not cooking for a man or doing whatever for a man and you're doing things for yourself, you're an amazing woman.
yeah,
I think we need to give women a lot more credit in this world. That's one thing I do truly believe. That's not even a joke. I genuinely do believe we need to give women a lot more credit in the world for a lot of the hardships they go through for us and XYZ. And, like, hug your mom, say you love her, hug your wife, say
they
you
all
love her.
birthed us.
You
Like
know,
that in itself. Wow.
your sister, your auntie, everyone. Like,
You're about to
because
say your uncle,
uh, because you
boy.
always say auntie and uncle, But I like just honestly show the women in your life a lot more appreciation because
Yeah,
they do a lot, and I think a lot of it does go unrecognized. I think we do need
that
to
was so sweet of you.
recognize a lot more. Like this would have actually been a great episode to put right after what's it called International Women's Day, but that's already last week. So
So.
enjoy
Well,
what
I
you
mean, we
got now.
weren't meant to be here. This
Yeah, we
this
were meant
just
to be
happened to be
like
here.
the literal introduction was this was Tay Time Tea Club, guys. I don't know if you got
Yeah.
that, but like this was meant to be part of the Patreon, but we flipped the script halfway through.
And it's a new
So
setting, so
yeah, so like enjoy this, and at least you can see. Maybe you're interested in Patreon. Like, don't get me wrong. This is the first time I actually did. Like, we always do the stories, but
we
this kind of like chillness. This
conversations. Yeah,
conversation is a lot more informal, and this is
yeah.
what the Patreon
And
kind
the
of
thing is,
gets.
like the story times that we share, we end up relating
Yeah,
to our own
exactly. And we just
stories.
talk
So
and
it is like this, but with
with
stories in
stories, so you
between.
still get literally the best of both worlds. So like, if you want to go
Yeah.
support us, we really appreciate it. Honestly, it means a lot, and we'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share.
The whole
All good
thing.
stuff.
All
Till
right,
next time.
peace.